Where have you been, Jesse? Good evening and welcome to the Shielded Prepper. Man, I am so ready to give you an update on what's going on. For those of you that have been following this channel, and for those of you that are new, if you're seeing this for the first time, subscribe. You will be going on a journey here shortly. It's going to be awesome to watch. I really believe that. It's going to be awesome to watch. Today, there's two things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about bracing for impact. Bracing for impact. And number two, keep your head on a swivel right now. Opportunity is knocking. Promotion happens fastest during times of war. Do you feel the tightening that's happening right now? When we say brace for impact, this impact is already started. We're starting to feel the compression of this, and these collisions they happen slowly. They're not massively abrupt. Great way to say it is everything doesn't happen always everywhere. It happens periodically. And for those of us that are watching right now what's happening both locally in our local communities, domestically here in our country, and internationally, we all know that this tightening, it's not going to stop, guys. It will only increase. It will only increase. And as many of you know, we have an opportunity of time right now. And for me in my house, this time is rolling. And we've made some decisions that I'm going to share with you tonight. Hey, Scott, how are you? Attic Renewal. Hey, guys, I'm glad you're on. If it's just us, you're going to enjoy this. So I'm going to share with you tonight what's happening as an update. And just to give you an idea of my shed, I'm packing everything. Everything is coming apart. I'm going to talk to you guys about this U-Haul U-Box system, which is kind of like the middle way of moving. It's not full service, yet it's not all truck time. It's kind of in the middle. It's on a budget. Or make it a little easier for those of us in our mid to later 40s, if you know what I mean. Our family's packing up. I just loaded basically a semi-trailer yesterday with these U-Haul U-Boxes, and I smashed these suckers full. They were heavy, and I know there's a certain weight capacity. I don't know how much 2,000 pounds is. I just filled it up. We're going someplace. Our family is moving. We're selling our real estate here. For some of you, I've kind of talked briefly. I'll just kind of tell you real quick. We were given an opportunity through YouTube, through the Ninja Nation. What's up, Matt? Hey, Oxtox is in the house too. Through the Ninja Nation that we accepted. And it's not through the Economic Ninja, although it started with him. In January this past year, I'm just going to give you my story briefly, and I'm going to try and do this in the next, little bit. So just bear with me. This is more for those that have been following this channel, where we're going. In January, I was I was in the bathroom. And don't hate it. Maybe some of you may know this. We all work when we're sitting on the toilet. We know how to do it clean, right? I'm writing an email, and I had this overwhelming feeling, call. And we know through the Economic Ninja, he had his gold and silver broker. So I reached out to her. I bought some silver initially. She was great. She totally helped me out. Yet I knew that I could get to the Ninja through her. Long story short, I contacted her, shared with her about why I desired to speak with him. I won't talk about that now, yet it led to an invitation. I got on the phone with Travis. We had probably a 20 to 30 minute conversation about what I intended on calling about. And he said, come up to Canada this past January to the VRIC show. Some of you may have remembered there, or even traveled there. Who knows? Anyone traveled there to that? Well, I'm not so far south, so I said yes. And he says, great, when you show up, I'd like you to have a YouTube channel uploaded with 6 videos. Or YouTube channel started with 6 videos up, and I said yes. I didn't desire to. I didn't intend on it. I didn't expect to be talking with you right now, and I said yes. And I just went next, and I solved the problem. We started a YouTube channel. I went up to Canada. I met with Travis. Awesome. Really enjoyed ourselves. Was there with the financial prepper. Chris Taylor was able to introduce myself to him. We got a chance to hang out, and he and I become good buddies through this. Stay connected to this group. While I was there, I briefly shook the hand of a relatively tall individual, or a relatively short individual, depending on how you look like. He had a bald head, and he had a southern smile to him, and I just simply said hello, and it was to Bud, the Side Hustle Survivalist. For those of you that don't know Bud, check him out. This guy gives great ideas for folks looking to just figure out ways to produce in the cracks of life, in the gaps. I meet Bud, I say nothing else. I come home after doing this. We start doing this channel. Some of you were there at the beginning, just enjoying ourselves and just talking about being prepared and our spiritual side, which all of us have really received from. So this channel is more about us as a group. I come home, we start. Bud reaches out to me, got my contact information from, I'm not sure where it came from, the Ninja or I don't know, Chris Taylor or something. And we start talking. And it was a really wonderful time for he and I to get to know each other. At first, he kind of bugged me a bit, yet he kind of weaseled his way in. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this guy. And we became really fast friends. During that time, Bud, who has a strong faith and loves the Lord, was camping with his church. Several hundred people were camping together. And this was in October. This is how fast the Lord works. This was in October, the beginning of October. And he was at this campground in Oklahoma. And he called me, and we were just talking about how beautiful it was. And we started talking about the idea, boy, wouldn't it be cool to own a campground? Sure enough, Bud had the opportunity to speak with the current operator and owner, and he was willing to sell it. Long story short, Bud and I met with this owner. I flew out to Oklahoma, and we made an offer on this campground. I'd like to introduce it to you guys, and there will be a YouTube channel connected to it. The name of do you guys want to know? Somebody better put like a high five or something in there. I'm going to tell you the name of this state park in Oklahoma. It's a former state park in Oklahoma, right in the middle of Tornado Alley, 45 minutes outside of Oklahoma City. It's 311 acres. It's called Red Rock Canyon Adventure Park. It's in Hinton, Oklahoma. It used to be called Red Rock Canyon State Park. It's awesome. It has a wonderful history, and we're going there for one of the coolest arbitrage opportunities. And for those of you that don't understand arbitrage, you can't own state land, yet you can steward it. And that's what we're doing. Without getting into the nuts and bolts of this, Bud and I are partnering up to open up a campground, to remanage a campground, to re-establish a campground. Excuse me. So for those of you that have been waiting, we purchased a 311 acre opportunity through a side hustle, through the Ninja Nation, by a relationship. So for those of you that are hanging on, I'm just like you. We are the same. We think alike. We're looking for hustles. And this, man, and this isn't separating me from you, or just think about this for a second. This season coming up may require everything from us. May require everything from us, including selling all of your wonderful things, or your well-established, or your safety net, or your perfect air. If an opportunity establishes itself and there's a time for you to go, the time of promotion happens where you may have to risk everything right now. Some of you watched Economic Ninja's video today that he posted. He's getting ready to make quite a big decision, and I'm going to let him enjoy that because it's a huge deal. And for those of us that are willing to take risk with the expectation of success, also the understanding that failure is part of success, bring it on. Bring it on. Now's the time to do this. So for those of you that feel like your chest is just burning with what do I do right now with the time we have allowed? Brace for impact is what you should be doing. You should be thinking, what things can I be doing now that if I did them now or is going to make everything else easier or less important in the future? It'll help you. It'll bless you. Right now, be praying for wisdom. Brace for impact. Right now, be seeking wisdom, brace for impact. Right now, be sharing wisdom and brace for impact. All of this that's coming down the pipe doesn't necessarily mean complete catastrophe for you and your family. What it's going to allow is, boy, if you say brace for impact, what does that mean? It's a bit of a heads up, right? It's a heads up. Brace for impact. You better grab something. Do they have to explain what brace for impact means? Grab a hold of something, grab tightly and hold on to it and take care of it and let it be an anchor point for you to withstand what's coming, because once it happens, it compresses. The destruction is going to happen. And for those that were braced and ready and prepared, even though we're going to go through the same crash together, brace for impact. The impact is all going to affect us differently. And right now, I intend on ensuring that we go through this season together, and we're going to show you what we're going to do. And without talking to Bud, we're business partners now, Bud. So there's a strong possibility that this coming October, we may be able to host a fantastic event at Red Rock Canyon Adventure Park, hosted by two of the side hustle survivalists and the shielded prepper, and many of you potentially could join us. We desire to host you and to be able to meet you and to talk to you and to let you know what it takes to go all in. And Bud and I are so uncomfortable. We own this park now. We own it. We are the stewards. We can't own the land. And later on, I'll explain to you how this is working, yet it's a fantastic opportunity. And as I desire for you to allow yourself permission to think outside the box. That's what these side hustles are for. They're necessary. They're necessary. I don't even know what else to tell you guys, yet bracing for impact doesn't mean destruction. It's an opportunity to secure yourself. Don't become complacent right now. I'm preparing, and I don't even know how to explain it fully to you, what it feels like to uproot yourself, especially if you're like me and you're an established person. You're a provider and a protector, and you love your family, and you intend on giving them a bubble. So you prep. You have food and water and power and protection and medical. Secure, right? Education. You've been focusing on how to garden. You've been doing all the right things. And then all of a sudden, something might be asked of you to relocate. What are you going to do if that ever came up? The other great thing that I'm learning in this is, what do you take? When you have a significant property that's been squirreled away and prepped, and you slowly acquire all these things, and then your home becomes this fortress, and then you have to move. If there was ever a disaster or something major where you had to leave quickly, are you prepared to do that? Are you prepared to do that? This is something I'm learning firsthand on. How prepared am I? How quickly can I move? And what I found out was I was not ready. Wasn't ready. And I'm a ready man. I have everything that our family would require to withstand any direct impact. Yet if I had to get up and go, it would have been a complete difficult catastrophe. Wasn't ready. I'm ready now. I'm a couple weeks away from closing on this home, and I'll be debt-free for the first time in my life. First time in my life, debt-free. And I'm going to risk everything on this one opportunity, and I'm going to show you guys how it's going to go. I'm going to be a living example of those. If you show up and you work and you bring it, there's protection around that. So hopefully you guys desire to see that. We haven't started a YouTube channel yet, but if you jump on here or anything, if you guys haven't started following Bud, he does a couple of really funny shorts. You got to go watch his shorts. Several million views. He went from starting out just like me to like 20,000 subscribers off of a tornado shelter video and a chicken coop. Go friend him. You'll like it. Same with Matt over at Ox Talks. I'm excited to be able to be connected to him too. Scott, thank you for always being a great supporter of this. Motor City Lone Star. Don't put a period where God has put a comma. When God is in it, hang on for the ride. You know what? Don't put a period where God has put a comma. And there's more. Hey, that's a good one. Brian Cutzinger, be ready. Jeff, hey, come on, guys. Sorry, I'm in my I haven't been on for a couple of weeks. I think about you guys all the time. Just know that what's coming is going to be totally awesome. Hang on. Don't give up. Stay in it with us. Stay connected to the group. Make sure that you're reaching out and encouraging the influencers in your area because there are people just like you. I am just like you. I have the thralls of life. I come on and I'm a joyful man at heart. And what you see here is really how I am. I have my moments. You can ask my wife at times. And it's our turn, guys. Bring it up. Be together. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. Thank you for your support, all of you. Shields up, guys. Brace for impact. It's coming our way.